Imagine waking up, grabbing your morning coffee, and walking outside to find your neighbor bulldozing your fence. Not asking, not discussing, just demolishing it because it blocked her view. What would you do? I'm about to show you how I turned that audacity into her worst nightmare. Here's an engaging story for your YouTube channel based on that title, designed to grab attention and be easy for your audience to follow. Karen bulldozed my fence to improve her view. I bought her line and moved the fence to her side. Hey everyone, have you ever had a neighbor who just demanded things? Who thought their desires trumped everyone else's rights? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to tell you the story of how my neighbor, let's call her Karen, decided my fence was an unacceptable obstruction to her perfect view, and how I turned her entitled stunt into her absolute worst nightmare. It all started subtly. I'd lived in my house for 5 years, happily minding my own business with a perfectly good wooden fence separating my property from Karen's. It wasn't fancy, but it provided privacy and kept my dog in. Then the passive-aggressive comments began. "Oh, that fence really chops up the landscape, doesn't it?" she'd say, peering over it with a disapproving frown. Or, "You know, if that fence wasn't there, you'd have such a gorgeous panoramic view from my sunroom." I'd just smile and nod, thinking she was just being, well, Karen. Then came the escalation. One Tuesday morning, I woke up to the sound of heavy machinery. I rushed outside, coffee still in hand, to a scene that made my jaw drop. A mini excavator, operated by a very confused-looking contractor, was systematically tearing down my fence. And standing there, directing the whole operation with an air of absolute triumph, was Karen. "What on earth are you doing?" I yelled, my voice shaking with disbelief and anger. She turned, a saccharine smile plastered on her face. "Oh, good morning. I just decided to take matters into my own hands. That fence was truly an eyesore, and now my view is magnificent. Don't worry, I'll pay for the removal." She genuinely seemed to believe she was doing me a favor. My fence bulldozed for her view. I was incandescent with rage. I called the police, but as they explained, it was a civil matter once the property line was established. They advised me to talk to a lawyer. My initial thought was to sue her for everything she had, to rebuild the fence exactly where it was, and make her pay for all of it. But then, a truly diabolical idea sparked in my mind. Karen wanted to improve her view, right? What if I helped her really improve it? I consulted with a surveyor. We confirmed the exact property line. Then, I had an attorney draft a very specific document. It essentially stated that because Karen had unilaterally decided to remove the existing fence and expressed her desire for an unobstructed view on my side, I was willing to concede that specific strip of land, the exact width of the old fence line, to her. In exchange, she would pay for the new fence to be built. But here's the kicker. The new fence wouldn't be on my side of the new property line. It would be built entirely on her side, running directly adjacent to her sunroom, blocking her view of absolutely everything. Karen, predictably, was thrilled. She signed the document without a second thought, not bothering to read the fine print about the new fence placement. She just saw "new fence, I pay, my view improved." Oh, sweet, naive Karen. A few weeks later, the contractors arrived. They built a brand new, 6-foot-tall, solid cedar fence. It was beautiful, sturdy, and perfectly aligned with the new property line, which meant it was now running a mere 2 feet from Karen's sunroom windows, completely obliterating her magnificent panoramic view. She watched, horrified, as her prized vista slowly vanished behind a wall of fresh cedar. Her protests were legendary. "You can't do this. This is outrageous. It blocks everything," she shrieked. I just smiled, sipping my coffee on my now perfectly unobstructed patio. "But Karen," I said, "you signed the agreement. You wanted to improve your view, and you got a new fence. A fence that is now, officially, entirely on your property." The look on her face was priceless. She had bulldozed my fence to improve her view, and I had effectively boxed her in with her own entitlement. So, the moral of the story: don't mess with your neighbor's property, especially when that neighbor has a flair for creative retaliation. Because sometimes, helping a Karen improve her view means giving her exactly what she deserves. And that, my friends, is how I handled Karen. If you got a kick out of this story, smash that like button. And if you want to hear more wild neighbor tales and unexpected revenge, make sure you hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching.